Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are currently standing in Wachumeqimeqi because patch 7.15 just released, which also included the ending quest for this, or perhaps there comes more, but I doubt it. Anyway, Ropli, appreciated value. Well, if it isn't Desiree, come to sample the fruit of your labor. These shops have gone from failing to flourishing. And with business booming, a delightful little idea has been simmering in the back of my mind. A plan I'd always hoped to put into motion, and now I believe I can. Now that I think on it, your help would go a long way to ensuring its success. Might you be willing to hear the particulars? But the middle of a clamorous market is no place for such conversation. Would you wait for me at the Gonitruk Gleam Sense? Where's that? Okay. At the beach. My apologies for the wait. Time is pale, as they say. Let's not waste a moment more. As you know, our country has endured much in recent times. The right of succession had scarcely concluded when that dome appeared in Yassolani, when came the invasion and the former Dawn servant was slain. Even so, I cannot help but feel this strife has only strengthened the bonds between the peoples of Tural. Why, even the Yorkui have seen fit to come down from the mountains to visit. More heartening still, the Toliolan citizens previously fought lost to the dome have been returned home in greater and greater numbers. I can only assume we owe it to the government's efforts to repair the railroad. All that being said, I think what we need now is a good sale, don't you? Yes, a sale of prodigious proportions to celebrate our nation's melting pot of myriad cultures. After all, what is Tural if not a house of countless beads itself? We call it the Wachumeqimeqi Appreciation Sale and invite vendors from across the continent to take part. Doesn't that sound splendid? As it happens, a merchant by the name of Mablu has been traveling around Tural on my behalf, speaking to anyone and everyone who might be interested. Everyone save was still living in the dome, but I feel it would be remiss of me not to extend them an invitation. Our relationship with them is a complicated one to be sure, but Tural is no less their home than ours. Their presence here would afford us all the chance to extend a hand in friendship. Yet I'm woefully uneducated about their culture, and truthfully, making arrangements for this event has demanded the sole focus of my attention. Which is why I'd like to enlist the aid of someone intimately familiar with their present circumstances. Someone like you, provided it's not too much trouble, of course. Right, of course. Thank you, Desiree. You might be the most dependable artisan I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. But Wachumeqimeqi has no shortage of candidates vying for that title. In fact, these fine folks have volunteered to assist with all facets of the event preparations. Ropli's enlisted your help as well, has he? Then we have a veritable army's worth of support behind us. Ropli has assigned me to the Yassolani expedition. I'm glad to be traveling with you, friend. And me. Got my Jacques Tural permit and I'm raring to go. While you three are off handling that, the rest of us put together some eye-catching advertisements for the big event. With quantity and quality in equal measure, of course. I'm pleased to say that Zemoveni has also volunteered to assist in our preparations, for I suspect his motivations lie entirely in the prospect of hearing tales from the dome. In any case, I pray for a sizable turnout. Well then, expedition team, your destination is a settlement found in the outskirts within the dome. Desiree, can I count on you to lead the way? Right. Wonderful. Travel safely and report back once you've settled in. As for the rest of us, let's get to work. Remember, no one is to overexert themselves, for we'll need as many hands as we can get to help customers once the sale is underway. Outskirts, here we come! When I said I might soon embark on a journey, I must confess, this is not what I had in mind. Nevertheless, I'm ready when you are, Desiree. With a train running again, I doubt our trip will be especially eventful, but Uvlo insisted on tagging along as a bodyguard. Our little Carter is quickly becoming a merry band, it seems. And the more the merrier. Seeing as Pashanin is in town for a visit, I invited him along too. Now, what say we mosey on out? Travel to the outskirts. And let us quick travel here. I knew Yaselani had changed, but this? How have Shatona managed to survive out here all this time? I'm a hunter first and foremost, which isn't to say I don't have experience as a guard. Still, it was a relief to have you with us. I'll admit, it's nerve-wracking to be so far from home, but Uvlo has proven reliable in combat. As if my magics, of course. But as I had my feathers fluffing up something fierce, now this lightning's got my wings all tingly. The sooner we finish our work here, the better. Now, how do you reckon we go about asking these folk to join our event? Seeing how different life here must be, I worry you might not see eye to eye. Same as we ask any good mayor? Nothing else wrong, huh? Let's split up and start inquiring. Just know, we'll be counting on you to fish us out of trouble if it comes to it. Good. Oh, Desiree, thank goodness you're here. Talks aren't going so well as we'd hoped. Want me to go where? Perfect timing, Desiree. I was just asking Miss Finette if he'd like to come and see Toliola, but... Sorry, but I'm not sure I want to travel outside the barrier. Granted, I was born and raised in Yaselani, but I was a child then. I scarcely remember it. As far as I'm concerned, this is my home now. Wait a moment, aren't you the visitor who was asking what fish native to Heritage found? What was that about, if I may? About these two, actually. This formidable fisherwoman came here at my request and caught a full sturgeon that I might master my tribe's magical arts. And she managed to hook one. That's no small feat. A fellow aficionado, are we? Tell you what, make a trip to Toliola and you're welcome to browse my collection of fresh, fantastic specimens at Fish Fancy Stonohanu. Now that's an offer I would be hard-pressed to refuse. Oh, why not? Perhaps I'll invite my family along too. Thank you, thank you. But before I let you go, I'd love to hear a bit more about the local swimmers. They've certainly become fast ones, haven't they? I suppose I should have expected to find fish enthusiasts in every far-flung corner of the realm. If nothing else, everything appears to be going quite swimmingly now. Leave it to us, and we'll see to it that he and his family make it safely to Toliola. never dared imagine you and that former sturgeon could have led to such riveting conversation, but why not this way? I do believe you can make it from here. No one's got a discerning eye for fancy fish, let me tell you. Forgetting our mission. Who? Me? No, ma'am. Now you've got me curious about what lies beyond the barrier. I want to see it with my own eyes. All of it, fish included. Okay. Alright, you have my attention. For a blessing, we managed to find someone willing to hear us out, but it remains uncertain whether Master Shunya's efforts will elicit a favorable response. And since it is an appreciation sale for all peoples of Tural, naturally the citizens of Alexandria would be most welcome to take part. That sounds like a marvelous idea. I'm something of a traveling merchant myself, you know. From local farm produce to electro ore, I aid in the distribution of all manner of supplies. Perhaps someone among my network of contacts could help me put together a storefront for your event? So the Shatona way of life within the dome is no different than without, centered on the blessing of the land. Blessings of the land, you sound like my mother. Perhaps our way of living is the same, or perhaps not. I've never even seen the old Yasulani, so it's hard to know for sure. Say, before we worry ourselves with this appreciation sale, why don't the two of us get properly acquainted? I'm sure there's much you could teach me. To teach? You misunderstand. I'm not expert in the Shatona. I'm merely visiting the area from offered. What does it have to do with anything? I suppose it doesn't. While Uvlo is undeniably great fun to tease, I must ask you personal further. We need all the able hands we can get to prepare for the sale. I'm not leaving without him. Fine, fine. In lieu of an apology, I'll be sure to inquire with all relevant parties. I hope we meet again at the sale. The expedition team appears to have matters well in hand. Now would be an opportune time to return to Toliola and inform Ropli of their success. I must assume the Shatona are identical to my own people, yet I cannot deny there are no few similarities. Am I merely fumbling for excuses? It would appear our negotiations are off to a smooth start. Rest assured, we will work together to see this through to the end. Alright. Seeing this more. There are new quests appeared here. Because I had finished all the quests in Yasulani. Shots are close where we put together decorations for a big event. If you're looking for Pameka, she's handling the paperwork and Cheryl is just off spreading the word. Desiree, already finished speaking with the denizens of a dome, are you? I should have known it wouldn't take you long. Alright, Ropli. I see you've returned from the dome. The expedition team is finding success, I hope. That they do. Excellent, you have my thanks for overseeing their efforts. While you're at it, would you do me a favor and check on the rest of our dear shopkeepers? In particular, I'd like to know how Pameka and Zemoveni are faring, and I think they would be heartened to see you. You'll find them processing entrance at the Ark of Dawn. I heard Pameka would be taking part in the sale, so I offered to help. Wouldn't want her hand falling off from all the writing now, would we? Fortunately, Brooke Evo was quite willing to give me the time off. To reserve a stall for the event, you must first submit the proper paperwork, but if you like I can help you fill it out. You need only tell me what to write. By all means, spare me the hassle, but first, our alpacas allowed in the market? Peddlers like myself wouldn't have any business at all were it not for our fuzzy four-legged friends. I see, let's write in a request under special accommodations then. So long as you keep the stall clean, I don't foresee any issues. Thank you kindly. She's very well behaved, I assure you. By the way, what's this I hear about an establishment serving juice blends? Most days I get by on mate, I'd love to stop by and have a cup if I find the time. We're currently compiling a catalogue of all the storefronts that will be open for business during the sale. I'm sure you'll find plenty that suits your fancy. I deal primarily in stone sculptures as well as the tools traditionally used to carve them. All created in miniature, of course, to fit Tural hands. Wonderful, everything seems to be in order. Allow me to fill out a vendor application on your behalf. If you should have any further need of my pen to prepare signboards or price tags, I would be happy to assist you. That would be most helpful. The script used here holds no meaning to a York-Huey like myself. The sale is shaping up to be a most wondrous event, would you not agree? A beautiful tapestry of different cultures threaded together by the spoken word. Which reminds me, I'd love to hear more about your culture. Surely you have a little time between tasks? Zemovani, you scoundrel! Is this why you volunteered to help? Hey, what can I say? I am. You needn't worry about us this way. We're tasked with welcoming all visiting merchants and been a steady stream thus far. Really, if anyone's struggling at the moment, I fear it might be Shirolja. She agreed to handle event promotion so we could focus on assisting visitors. You should be able to find her at Brightbloom Post. Alright, I look. Big hard things for sweat work of a lance guard. I know how hard you folks work every day to keep Tural safe, and I have just the thing to put a spring back in your step. This event is about to give hard thanks for sweat work of a whole community. It includes land guarding. Tell all your fighty friends to come and try Juicy Mix at the Wachumeqimeqi appreciation sale.
Aha! I will. Thank you.
Sorry, Desiree, didn't mean to ignore you. I just couldn't risk losing my momentum. We're handing out free samples, you see, to help promote the sale. Anoke's been a great help thus far. Almost no grumbling, if you can believe it. I'm a little nervous about our Alexandrian guests to sample our wares, though. What if I hate all our drinks? You spent some time inside the dome, haven't you, Desiree? What can you tell me about the Alexandrian palate? They have energizing drinks in vibrant colors. You know, that sounds a lot like Bunema soda. Maybe they will like my drinks after all. Shirolja will never be a Master Juice Keep while spouting the doubt fields of an amateur. I beg your pardon, I was merely trying to be considerate to our customers' preferences. Is Desiree ear-catching these idle flaps? If it wasn't for professional stuff seeker Halnaruk, Shirolja would give herself belly pains from so much overthink. Just ignore our swabbling, Desiree. You've given me the confidence I need to offer my refreshments to everyone who visits Wachumeqimeqi, no matter where they come from. More importantly, I do believe Ural Sosh and her assistant are building us some rather unique promotional decorations at her workshop. You should go and see for yourself if you haven't already. I have seen it, but I haven't looked at it yet. Do you think the rest of the expedition team will stay for a meal while they're in the dome? I'd love to get some inspiration for a new juice blend. Halnauk is eager for Domelanders to try Bunava soda. The fizzy pops alone are worth a taste sip. A balloon? Desiree, already finished speaking with the denizens of the dome, are you? We had that already. Ah, Desiree, welcome back. I take it things are going well out in the dome? Well enough. Glad to hear it. While you've been gone, me and Papani have been rigging up these big old decorations for the appreciation sale. We designed them to resemble dirigibles, like those stationed at the landing to the west. To me, they are a symbol of Tuliyola, connecting all our disparate communities in a fashion not unlike the chain of a necklace. Progress has been steady too, owing to Pamika's generous provisions of cloth and paper. Now all that's left is to decorate Wachumeqimeqi with our finished pieces, but, well, now that you're here... might you be willing to place them for us? I'd like to use the time we have left to keep building, if that's alright. I think a few more would really set the mood. We really want the sale to be success that way. Once you're finished, let Ropli know. We are nearly done here, yeah? Alright. We designed these balloons for easy assembly. Just put them wherever you reckon will get the most eyes on them. Oh, and tell Ropli once the decorations are in place. Tell me, Desiree, how is everyone doing? It seems they're as passionate about the sale as I am. I appreciate you checking in on them. Likewise, my preparations are proceeding apace. All that remains now is to ensure that our visitors are permitted entry into Tuliyola. Speaking of which, I received word from Shunya that he and the others will be here soon, accompanied by all those who wish to peddle their wares at the sale. Why, I can see the balloons from here. There's nothing like adding a touch of flair to a busy market, don't you think? If everything keeps to schedule, it won't be long before the Wachumeqimeqi appreciation sale is ready to begin. Stay and watch a while, won't you? Sure. How about the Bunava soda? The herbs and spices will perk you right up. Best of all, first-timers can taste it with crisp, cold fizzy pop free of charge. Sounds good. A letter to a relative here in town. Certainly. And you're in luck, we're offering a special discount today. While we're at it, we should tell them of your new home. Any recent developments to share? about a sturdy set of metal tools? We'll have them ready before you leave. And we'll craft them to fit your hands, of course. Quality guaranteed. Now tell me, ladies, which of these fancy catches do you fancy the most? If you're interested, I can teach you how to cook them. Rest assured, I have no intention of closing shop either way, especially now that I have a reliable supplier. Did I not hear her invite you to browse her wares? Have you no interest? Of course I do. She said she'd brought a variety of traditional XIV handicraft and other national exports, but I'm on duty at the moment. Oh, Desi, the Wachumeqimeqi appreciation sale is a tremendous success. It warms my heart to see so many happy faces, and on both sides of the bartering table. Commerce is a delicate balance between supply and demand, between customers who labor for coin to spend, be it Pel or Gil, and merchants who labor to receive it, only to spend it elsewhere in turn. In that way, we are Wachumeqimeqi. All of us beats on the chain of commerce. Now, what are you waiting for? This is a golden sales opportunity. Get out there and browse to your heart's content. Yay, shopping! No. I'm not actually much of a shopper. Juicecraft profits are swift sowing, so I'll now get better start stuff seeking more tasty fresh. Good to see you this way. I'm happy to report that our Alexandrian neighbors have enjoyed my juice blends, praising their light sweetness. Perhaps I needn't worry about competing with energy drinks after all, while there may even be a viable market for my product over there. Ever since we had our appreciation sale, I've received an influx of requests to write and send letters outside Tural. For me, it's an important reminder that our country is more connected than we often realize. Speaking of a sale, I managed to find the most wondrous ointment for my wrists. I need only apply a small amount and the pain of writing all but melts away. Might be an effect of the appreciation sale, but we've been getting a lot more orders of late, and from all sorts of folk. Why hello there, Desiree. Have you happened across any impeccably crafted metalworks lately? As for myself, I bought a Yokyu stone sculpture during the event. You know what I say, to create art, an artisan must live and breathe art. Fancy seeing you, Desiree. We've got some phenomenal catches in stock today. And since Pachanine's sticking around for a while yet, I actually managed to sell them. When I received Onohanu's letters about the appreciation sale, my parents encouraged me to spend more time in Tural, but it might broaden my horizons as a proud, full-fledged Valaki. I expect there's much to learn before I return home. Welcome, Desiree. Did you enjoy the appreciation sale while it lasted? Personally, I enjoyed traveling to the outskirts to spread the word. Though it could scarcely be called a proper journey, it was still great fun and I look forward to my next opportunity. But first perhaps I ought to raise Uflo's wages. Like you, he's a worker of tireless dedication, so I dare say he's earned it. Did you get a chance to meet the previous gatherer who worked at the apothecary? We spoke during the appreciation sale and I was asked to look after Shunya. Is it not passing strange for an employer to be placed in the care of a subordinate? Then again, given Shunya's sluggish disposition, I think I can see why. Perhaps we Viera are not the only culture that views neighbors as family. I wonder how highly I happen to rank in that case. Truly, it's a joy to know that so many have enjoyed the sale. And to think that not for the support of a skilled artisan like herself, our fair shops might still be struggling to this day. Yes, I dare say this event was a gesture of appreciation for you as well, Desiree. I hope we can always count on your patronage here in Wachumeqimeqi. And we get one of the balloons as a tabletop? And the achievement Trade and True. Beater of Bonds. As a what is it? Title? Good. But that is already it for this quest. What did I say already? This was compared to previous crafter collaboration quests. This was pretty long actually. Good. Until next time then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.